Hello children, today we are going to learn the first chapter of the computer syllabus, that is computer fundamentals. Okay, now you all know computers are of different sizes, right? Some computers are very huge in size and some computers are flat based, right? So on the basis of size, we will classify computers as there are four types of computers we are going to study in this session, that is mobile computers, microcomputers, mainframes and supercomputers. We will study each type of computer in detail in this chapter. Now the first example that we are going to study is nothing but the mobile computers. These are the smallest computers. Okay, they are designed in such a way that they can be carried around by the user. Means what? They are portable, just like your pen drive. Okay, pen drive you can carry wherever you want, right? Similarly, mobile computers also you can carry wherever you want. Okay, fine. They are designed in such a way that they can be carried around by the user. Okay, now what are the examples of the mobile computers? Tablet, PC, smartphone. Nowadays most of the people are having smartphone, right? Because it is small in size and you can carry wherever you want. Similarly, laptop you can carry wherever you want, right? That's why this tablet, smartphone, laptop, etc., these are nothing but the examples of the mobile computers. Okay, fine. Now the second type of computer we are going to learn is nothing but the microcomputers. Okay, it uses microprocessor as its processing unit. Okay, fine. They are larger and occupy more space as compared to mobile computers. Okay, fine. They are larger, they are huge in size than the mobile computers, and also they occupy more space. Okay, fine. They are placed on a desk to develop a good coordination between a computer and the user. That's why they are also called as the desktop computers. Okay, fine. The computers you see in our computer lab are nothing but the microcomputers. Okay, they are placed on the desk to develop the good coordination between computer and the user. Okay, fine. And that's why they are called as the desktop computers. Okay, now moving on. Now the third type is mini computer. A mini computer is more powerful than the microcomputer but not as powerful as a mainframe. Okay, fine. It is more powerful than microcomputer but it is not as powerful as the mainframe. Okay, fine. Earlier microcomputers were used, but after the development of the mini computers, the microcomputers were replaced by the mini computers. Okay, fine. Understood? Earlier microcomputers were used, but after the inventions of the mini computers, the microcomputers were replaced by the mini computers. Okay, fine. Now, some of the examples of the mini computers are CDC 160A and DEC PDP. These are nothing but the examples of the mini computers. Earlier, computers were named in such a way like CDC 160A. Okay, fine. Computers were named from the server software they run. Whichever server they run on, computers were named according to that. Okay, CDC is nothing but the name of the server. Okay, fine. So moving on, the fourth type is nothing but the mainframes. Okay, now mainframes are the large and powerful computers. They occupy much space. Okay, fine. Mainframes are the large and powerful computers. Okay, they are powerful than the mini computers. Okay, now in the banks, insurance companies, government offices, they have a lot of data. Okay, to maintain that data, to access that data anytime, that these organizations use the computers like mainframes. Okay, fine. If you ever go in the bank, ask them about the mainframe computer. Okay, because the organizations like banks, insurance companies, government offices, in this organization, mainframe computers are largely used. Okay, fine. It aims to handle huge amount of external data accessed from database involving simple calculations. Okay, each day, for example, each day lot of data is stored into the bank. Okay, to update that data, to store that data, some system is required, right? And that system is nothing but, and that system is accessed, it is handled by the mainframe computers only. Okay, fine. They are very much useful, they are very much helpful in organizations like banks, insurance companies and government offices. Okay, now, supercomputer, the fifth type that we are going to study is a supercomputer is one that is capable of working at high speeds and can thus process a large amount of data. Means within a second, it can process trillions of instructions. Okay, fine. These machines can process trillions of instructions per second. Just imagine how fast it can be. Okay, fine. These machines are used in scientific data to process. These machines are used to process scientific data. They are used in astronomy. They are used in space research organizations like NASA, ISRO. Okay, fine. Because these organizations require a system to process trillions of instructions, and that can be done only by using supercomputers. Okay, fine. Now, the first supercomputer was introduced in 1960 by Seymour Cray. Okay, just remember this. Seymour Cray, he invented the first supercomputer in 1960. Okay, fine. Now, in India, the Param series of supercomputers has been developed by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, and that is commonly called as CDAC, and that is located in Pune, India. Okay, fine. Param series of supercomputers has been developed by CDAC in Pune. Okay, now the latest version in this series is named as Padma, and it is also developed by CDAC only. Param, uh, Padma is the latest supercomputer in this series. Okay, fine, understood. Now let us revise what we have learned so far. We have learned 5 types of computers so far. First is mobile computers, second is microcomputers, third is mini computers, fourth is mainframes, and fifth is supercomputers. Okay, let us revise what we have studied, okay, in these types. Now, on the basis of size, computers are classified into 5 types. First is mobile computers. These are smallest computers. They are designed in such a way that they can be carried around by the user. Okay, just like your pen drive. Pen drive is portable and you can carry to whichever place you want it, right? Similarly, these computers are designed in such a way that they can be carried around by the user. And now, examples in the category of mobile computers are tablet PC, smartphone and laptop. Okay, fine. Tablet PC you all know, smartphone and laptop you very well know, right? They can be carried around to whichever place the user want, right? That's why they come under the category of mobile computers. Okay, now the next type that we have studied is of microcomputer. A microcomputer is a computer system that uses a microprocessor as its processing unit. Okay, fine. Now they are placed on the desk to develop a good coordination between a user and the computer. Now since they are placed on the desk, that's why these are called as the desktop computers. Okay, fine. These computers are commonly used, are often used in schools, in homes, in different workplaces. Okay, fine. Now, the computers which you have seen in the computer lab of our school are nothing but the desktop computers, are nothing but the microcomputers. Okay, fine. The third type that we have studied is of mini computer. A mini computer is more powerful than the microcomputer, but not as powerful as mainframe. Okay, these computers were manufactured in 1960s and were largely replaced by microcomputers in 1990s. Okay, fine. These mini computers were replaced by microcomputers in the 1990s. A few mini computers are still in use. Okay, these mini computers are huge in size and they occupy much space. Okay, now, since they occupy much space, they cannot be carried around by the user to whichever place they want. Okay, fine. Now, the examples in the mini computers that we have seen is CDC 160A, then DEC PDP, and so on. Okay, then the fourth type that we have studied is mainframes. Mainframes are large and powerful computers. Okay, they are mostly used in large organizations like banks, insurance companies, government offices for data processing work. Now, for example, let us say in banks, every day the banks get access to a huge amount of data to lot of users, right? Okay, now to store that data, to secure that data, to access that data at whatever time the user wants, the bank wants, this is all controlled by a system. Okay, and that system is nothing but the mainframes. Mainframes are large and powerful computers, and they are capable of uh, holding, they are capable of storing this large amount of data in the banks, in the government offices. Okay, fine. And they are also capable of doing the complex calculations, right? Okay, that's why mainframes are used in uh, organizations like insurance companies, government offices for data processing work. Okay, then the last type we have studied is of supercomputer. A supercomputer is one that is capable of working at high speeds. Okay, why it is capable of working at high speeds? Because it has the capability to process the large amount of data. Okay, it can process trillions of instructions per second. Now just imagine how fast it can be, right? Within fraction of seconds, this system can process trillions of instructions, right? These machines are used in engineering, in astronomy, in space research organizations like ISRO, NASA. Now, these organizations require a system the uh, which can process and work as fast as they can, because they want a system that is capable of working at high speeds, right? And that can be done only by using supercomputers. Okay, fine. And where these machines are used, they are used in astronomy, they are used in engineering, they are used to process the scientific data. Okay, fine. The first ever supercomputer was introduced in 1960, way back, right, by Seymour Cray. Okay, fine. Now, special purpose of supercomputers are high performance computing devices. There are high performance computing devices installed in it, and due to that, supercomputers are capable of processing trillions of instructions per second. Okay, fine. Now, uh, Param series of supercomputers has been developed by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, that is CDAC, in Pune, India. Okay, it was the first ever supercomputer in India that was developed by CDAC. Okay, and it was named as Param. It is very much important, so it is better if you remember it. Okay, fine. Now, the latest series in the latest version in the Param series is the Padma. Padma is the latest supercomputer in this series. Okay, fine. Now don't get confused between supercomputer and mainframes. So supercomputers are used for processing scientific data, while mainframes are meant for business, for civilian government applications. Okay, fine. Now, in next session, we will study about the software and the types of software. Till that, I am attaching one worksheet with this session. You are supposed to solve this worksheet and send it on my email. Email I have mentioned in the worksheet also and in the description also. Okay, fine. Listen to this video carefully and then you will be able to solve this worksheet. Okay. Thank you so much for listening me.